Hi, welcome to Books with Lexi. It's time for another round of Escape the TBR. If you're new here, I will have the playlist linked for all the rules and the previous versions of this game. But the basic synopsis, this is not a book. The basic premise is to escape this haunted house. It's a board with different rooms I have to go through, and each room is a different genre. I do have some books that I need to read for book clubs this month, but I will talk about them at the end if they don't fit into the game. I do have a slight change in the game, which I will talk about when I get to the board. It's a great change for me. I think you all will still be okay with it. I just needed the change because I was not completing these TBRs. But let's get into the game. So you may have noticed that I have 3 dice here. I am going to be moving to using 3 because honestly, with this game and the amount of books that I've been ending up getting, I have not been able to keep up with reading books from this and being able to make the videos I want to make. So I'm moving to 3 so that I will, in theory, end up with less books every time, but we'll still have the suspense, we'll still have the drama of the game itself. My plan for this time is kind of random. Usually I try to go pretty far across the board from one corner to the other, but in this one I'm going to be starting in this red horror room and trying to escape from the door in the orange thriller room. So in this game I cannot just go through this door to escape there. I have to go through 2 rooms to be able to escape. So my plan is to go from the horror room to the free genre to the other genre, maybe if I'm feeling it into mystery or if I have to because of the cards, and then in here. So I will definitely be going through 2 extra to get to this one. Okay, first roll. So in the original rules, I had to get doubles to go through a door without having to pull a card to see if it's unlocked. It'll just automatically unlock. I'm not going to move that to triples. I am going to keep it that I have to get at least 2. So it'll still be doubles, but I have maybe a slightly higher chance. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on that. But for this round, I'm going to do 2. So for this one, I won't have to pull a card to see if I can get through a door, if I can make it into another room. So I have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That wasn't relevant, but for in the future. So a horror book from my shelves. So the first roll worked so perfectly. It is a horror from my shelves, and one of the books I have to read in March is the selection for the Pyramid Book Club that I run. This is my month that I am hosting, and the pick is episode 13 by Craig DeLuey. This is found footage, haunted house, creepy stuff, horror, and I absolutely cannot wait. I might have put a little too much pressure on this book because like in my brain it's going to be a new all-time favorite, and that could be true, but it very well could not be. So this worked perfectly. This was my number 1 required read, so I'm glad I could immediately get this on my TBR. Roll 2. Okay, so I do have doubles again, which means I don't have to pull the card. So I have 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I will have to pull for this one. Doors unlocked. 11, 12. So a book in the other genre. So this is romance, fantasy, historical, with my favorite setting. Roll number 2 is in the other genre with my favorite setting. And for this, I ended up going with a fantasy. I have Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo. This is the sequel to Ninth House. So my favorite setting is academia. I don't know. Does it take place in hell? I mean, that's fine. I wouldn't say that's my favorite setting, but like... Okay, it looks like it does take place in hell. So if that's what we have to go with for this to work, my favorite setting is hell. Oh God. Roll 3. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am going to go through the mystery room because why not? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So another in the other genre. in my favorite subgenre. Next, we're still in the other genre, which is my least favorite place to be on this board. So I have other in my favorite subgenre. This is also kind of cheating, but I'm gonna go with the Book Eaters. This is low fantasy. It is set in our world. There are some like otherworldly things, but the main setting, I'm pretty sure, is on Earth. And it's dark. I don't know, dark, low fantasy. Are those really subgenres? I was told I could count it by fantasy readers, so we are going with it. Roll 4. So I got doubles again. 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Door is locked. Remove one book from TBR. Hello, time to remove a book. We all knew this was coming. I've been told it's easy to predict which books I'm going to be removing. So I want to know what you think I'm going to remove. Tell me right now before this video continues, because am I too obvious? I mean, obviously I'm not going to remove episode 13. So which one? This book is long and it scares me. That's the reasoning. I own it. I really want to get to it, but I don't generally put sequels into vlogs, so it's really difficult for me to get to them because I don't know how to talk about them in vlogs. So that's why this is being removed. We'll go back. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Doors unlocked. 13. So the other genre from a poll pick. Next was still in the other genre, and I got a poll pick. So on my Instagram, I put up 2 books. Also, side note, my Instagram is linked in the description. I will be posting polls on there for these in the future if you're interested in following me, so you can participate in that. So 2 books that I have in the other subgenre, nope, category room. I have Florida Woman by Deb Rogers. This is kind of a wild card. This is contemporary fiction, but there's some like dark stuff in here and it seems kind of weird, so I picked it up from the library. So I have this as one of the options. And then the other one, which is the winner, is Paperbacks from Hell by Grady Hendrix. This is nonfiction about the history of the 70s and 80s horror fiction. There's some very interesting covers on here. I've heard really, really good things about this in general. There's pictures. I have a cool signed copy. Enjoy your hell, Lexi. You know, this goes back to the Hellbent setting conversation. So I will be reading this in March. Roll 5. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Door is locked. Remove one book from TBR. Hello. Place your guesses again. Where's my books? Let me know what you think I'm going to remove. I think this one is probably very obvious. I am going to be removing the Book Eaters. This is one that I put on here because it's for a video. So I likely will be reading this in March anyway, but for the sake of the game, it is off my TBR. You know, I'm actually going to go back this way. 8, 9, 10. So other from the library. Next, we have another book in the other category. Like, why did this happen to me? I tried to make this game easier because I was getting too many books, and now I'm getting all these books that are in the category I don't want. Anyway, so an other genre from the library, and I just talked about this because of the poll pick, but I have Florida Woman. This is, I already talked about contemporary. This is set in an animal refuge that happens to be home of some deeply strange human behavior. I like weird books, and I have this from the library, and I have not like come up with a reason to read it yet. For a video, you know, I can read whatever I want. But anyway, this is now on my March TBR. Roll 6. 15. 1, 2. Doors unlocked. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Door is locked. Just kidding. I'm removing this one. I am not removing episode 13. And I've been putting off Paperbacks from Hell, so I'm gonna remove this one. I'm gonna go into horror. I think I stopped on 7. So sorry if I'm wrong. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Door is unlocked. 13, 14, 15. So horror that a friend picks. Next is a friend pick in the horror category, and Kaylee has been trying to make me read this book forever. It's on my 12 books from 12 friends because of her. It is like always brought up for things, or she's like, are you reading this yet? So I will be reading Mary by Nat Cassidy. I think this has been on my TBR before, but I promise you that I will be reading this in March. Okay, roll 7, 10, 1, 2. Door is unlocked. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A thriller that is in third person. Then we have a thriller in third person. This one was so difficult for me, but I ended up going with The Angel Maker by Alex North. I read The Whisper Man by him and I enjoyed it, but I didn't love it. I think I've been hearing good things about this one, and I will be getting it soon from my library. So I will be reading this in March. Roll 8. I got 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Another thriller with multiple points of view. Next, I have a thriller with multiple points of view, and I actually just picked this book up on my shopping trip with Sav, but I have Good Girls Lie by J.T. Ellison. I read another book by J.T. Ellison last year, and I really enjoyed it. This is set in a prep school, and we're getting perspectives of different characters that are going to this prep school. Roll 9, 13, 1, 2. You've escaped. Look at me go. I ended up with 5 books on my TBR as opposed to 13. This was much needed. I need a more relaxed month. I read 40 books in February. Were most of them from my TBR game? No, but I want to get better about that, and I don't think I'm at the point where I want to add a punishment into my TBR game because that stresses me out. So this was my solution. I really think I'll be able to get to all of these books. I'm really excited for all of them. I do have a couple required reads that did not make it onto my TBR game though, so I'm going to go over those quickly. So I have a small book club with some of my real life friends, and this month we will be reading What Lies in the Woods by Kate Alice Marshall. So this is a really fun looking thriller. And then 2 other books I'd really love to read. Swan Song by Robert McCammon. This is Kelsi from Simon Slasher's pick. I believe it's the February pick, but the live show is in the middle of March. So I want to get to that one. And I also would like to read The Good House by Tananarive Due, which is the Dark Hearts book club pick that Amy Noel runs. And this is one I've been really, really looking forward to, so I want to try to get to it this month. So that is all for my March TBR. Let me know what you think about these slight changes I made. I personally am really happy with them and likely will stick with them. I'd love to know your thoughts on any of these books if you've read them already, and also let me know what your most anticipated read of March is. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye!